What's going on, guys? Got out here doing some grilling. Got a nice little summer shandy here, and I got the Zephyrus sitting on top of one of my PWM boxes. So nice little tank. Now I'm outside, so I'm not going to break it apart, but I'll talk about it, vape on it, and I'll show you the fill method. The fill method's pretty sweet, pretty easy. She cranks pretty good. Really good flavor. Good airflow. I've only got it open about halfway, maybe just a touch more. Really like this one. So the build I have in here, it comes with a rebuildable deck that you can use. That's what I chose to use. The stock coil is pretty good too, but it hampers the airflow quite a bit. It's not a real tight draw. I would say it's kind of like the maybe like the Atlantis V1 with the original coils. So it's open with most tanks, more open than most tanks, but it's you know, it's a little more restricted than a lot of the tanks that are out today. But with the rebuildable section, the airflow opens right up. I mean, I can open this thing up right here. The airflow's on the bottom. And that's open. That's really, really open. Flavor's still good wide open, but I find the build that I have in here doesn't get warm enough for me with it wide open. Alright, let's talk about the build. Like I said, I'm not going to crack it open, but I built this thing 3 times. Actually, no, I take that back, 4 times. The first time, my coils were too big. I tried to do some wacky Claptons in it. Just wasn't going to work. So then I took that build off, put on just regular 26 gauge, I think it was like 7 wrap, somewhere around 0.3-ish, 0.4-ish, and got it all together, wicked it all up, and it was really easy. Started vaping on it, and it was just gross. Like, it was wicked. Everything was fine, but it tasted horrible. I thought I had machine oil in it. Took it apart, washed everything again, put it back together, put new wicks in it, and same exact thing. Couldn't figure it out. So then I figured maybe I got, you know, after I was pulsing the coils, maybe they're still hot when I was dripping to get them saturated the first time. Maybe I touched the plastic to it. I don't know. But the end of the story is basically I found out that I had this bottom O-ring. See how this one's blue and this one's clear? I had a clear one down here before. And what I had done was I had left it on there while I was pulsing my coils. And it looked fine. There was no singe marks, there was no burning, no melting, nothing. But it was causing a funky taste in here. It tasted exactly like machine oil. It was all over it or something. So once I replaced that O-ring, it's been fine ever since. So right now I do have I ended up doing 28 gauge, 10 wraps. Came out to about 0.9 ohms dual coil. It's not as rowdy as I usually go, but I got it on the PWM. I got it turned up to about 75%. But it's you know, it's performing really well. I'm pretty happy with it. The stock coil that comes with it, it actually does have really good flavor too. But I would buy this tank for the rebuildable section. It's probably, it's by far my favorite RTA, and it's not even designed to be just an RTA. I like it better than any other RTA I've used, including the Subtank Mini and all that. This one kills it. Alright, so, I should have been explaining this. So to fill this up, you just unscrew the top, comes right off. You got that little red piece of something, rubber, I don't know. once you take that off, you got 2 holes right there. One to fill and one for air to escape. I typically close off the airflow, but it's not really all that needed. It's, you don't get a gurgle if you leave it on. It'll just be it'll be like a real wet hit. You might get some spit back. So you just put the bottle in there and fill it up. It's good to go. All done pretty much. I've been using all 70-30 in this so far. I think 80-20 or max VG would probably be fine. This is a little bit of a pain to get back in sometimes. Not real that bad. I'm getting better at it. So you put that little piece back in there, screw your top back on, open your airflow back up, you're good to go. This is one of the, so it's got the 2 Cylon slots for airflow, one on each side. This is one of the first tanks that I've found, at least with the RBA deck, that actually you could feel the difference in airflow for the full adjustment. So you actually are getting all of that air when you open it up all the way. Really haven't had any dry hits to speak of. The wicking, you wick it exactly like you would a orchid or a goblin or a Goliath. You know, you basically just trim them real short and kind of have them sitting on top of the juice channels, and maybe put just a little tiny bit in the top of the juice channel, and it's been perfect. Let me chain vape this thing and see how it does. Yeah, not even close to a dry hit, and I just used up a good amount of that juice that I just filled in there. But yeah, so that's the Zephyrus. I have no idea if I'm saying that correctly. I think that's how it looks, like Zephyr, then Is, so Zephyrus. I really like it. It's kind of replaced my Atlantis for now. Yeah, she chucks really well. And this is not a crazy build. This is 0.9. I got it at about maybe 6.5, 7 volts. I can't turn it up too much just because, you know, it's 10 wraps. So if I was to turn up too much, it would just cook the inside of the, you know, in the middle of the coil. The cotton would get too dry in there. But if you were to build like a 5 or 6 wrap, maybe, you know, 26 gauge or maybe less 28, less, you know, same amount of wraps, 28. I think you'd have zero problems with it getting to the middle of that coil at higher wattages. That's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I may or may not do a video of it torn apart. There's a ton of videos of torn apart. If you're like me, you know, you've seen a million of these devices already, so you can pretty much tell what it's going to be kind of like just from the photos. So that's it. Zephyrus, I really like it. It's the first rebuildable tank that I've actually really liked. I've had a few, and they've always been like, okay. I had the Limo. I had the Limo Drop. The Limo Drop was better than the Limo in my opinion. The Limo, you know, we really couldn't crank. I couldn't crank too much power through it. I couldn't get a real warm vape at all. It was okay. The wicking, I felt like, didn't really keep up. What else? What else have I had? Oh, an Orchid. You know, the Orchid was pretty good. I didn't like that tank because if you tilted it on its side, or if you, you know, every time you filled it up pretty much, it would leak on you. But, so yeah, this definitely, although it's not solely an RTA, it's my favorite by far. Alright, that's it. Later, guys.